Guys, welcome to the show. Today we have the Jake Robles.
What's good?
Okay, guys, Jake is 24 years old. What this kid has done in sales is insane. Listen, he has sold in 3 industries: pest, alarms, and now solar.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the good side.
I appreciate it.
No, but we both have a pass and pest, so that'll be fun to talk about. But guys, listen, Jake has lots of records in sales and recruiting. At Vivint, he holds the record currently for most sales and installs in a week, right?
Yep.
That's amazing. And Vivint, out of how many thousands of reps?
6,000.
Yeah. But how many thousands have gone through Vivint?
100,000.
100,000 reps.
Yeah.
There you go. Out of 100,000, holds a record for most sales in a week. Incredible. It's seriously incredible. If anyone wants to shit on that, it's a week. Go beat it. Stop being a little bitch. You were one of the top recruiters. Huge. You said number 1 recruiter at Vivint first season?
Yeah.
That's
Every
amazing.
year I was there.
Damn. How many guys?
Last year we recruited 220 people.
Okay.
They do it based off of rookies with a sell.
Okay. And you left, you're on pace to make 7 figures. We were just talking about this before the show. And with that, everyone's going to be itching to know, like, to some degree why.
Yeah.
Long story short, you don't have to, I don't care to go into too much.
Yeah. So, midsummer, I walked away from Vivint. And I put in work to build that organization at Vivint. And it was like the first time in my industry where, like, we made it. Like, I was for sure getting off the doors if I wanted to. I had the leadership to handle it. We were in good hands. Midsummer, they gave me a call and said, hey, you can't post content like this. And I felt like content was where I wanted to go. And I was on pace to make probably $1.2, $1.4 million that summer. And I just walked away, left everything. And yeah.
Love it, bro. Savage. I noticed, like, that you had a little bit more going than I did, though. And then you moved over to solar. Why solar?
Well, where else would I go? First off, right?
Yeah. Obviously,
every single person in the industry sees the solar checks and their leader, it's not real, it's fake, pipeline. Okay, call the pipeline 30%. We're still making more money. You know what I mean?
Nuts.
But so obviously that's the only place I could go. I would never go back to pest control. I loved Vivint, honestly. I didn't even meet with solar companies. I just wanted to work with Jordan Binning because I heard he's like the best to ever do this job, and I wanted to grow. And I felt like at Vivint, I was capped in my growth, not from like what I could grow, but from a person. Like, what are these guys going to teach me?
Yeah.
And so I just called Jordan. I'm like, yo, let's meet up. We met up. He's trying to recruit me. I'm like, dog, I don't need to be recruited. Let's go. I don't want to work anywhere else. I just wanted to work with Jordan. And so I ended up at New Sun, and it's honestly been a blessing in disguise, just from like a personal growth standpoint and just like the connections and relationships. I'm like really grateful the way it ended up.
I love that, man. That's awesome. And since you did 86 solar deals in 8 weeks, your first 8 weeks.
First 8 weeks ever.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I want to dive into a few things. We can kind of go with the flow, but one of the things we were talking about pre-show was, I love knowing why somebody does what they do, what drives them. And a big thing you mentioned was just doing the impossible.
Yeah.
Just to see what's possible. And I relate with that. But part of this show, I love breaking down the secrets of like hyper successful people, be it salespeople, entrepreneurs, marketers, and understanding. One of the tips I've learned from high level mentors is don't just look at what they do, but try to understand why they do what they do and how they think.
Mm-hmm.
So why is doing the impossible, doing something huge, breaking a record, like why does that drive you?
First, I would say as a man in our DNA, like we're conquerors. And so like to go out and achieve things that nobody thinks is possible, one for ourselves, but two, to just to like build influence, I think is really cool. Second, I would say I'm probably just like the most competitive human being on the planet. Mm-hmm. I like to compete. That's like what drives me, number one. I like to just be the best at every single thing I do. And if I'm not the best at it, I get fucking pissed off. Like I'll go play basketball and I suck at basketball and I just like, fuck this shit, I'm not playing no more. You know what I mean? But I just think it's hyper competitive and it's just big vision.
Yeah.
I think, I want to be the biggest influencer in the world. And so it's like step one is like, I got to be the biggest influencer right now in my space.
Yeah.
And that's step one.
It's a dominoes. You just got to knock over your dominoes till it gets that big.
Correct.
I love that.
And so I'm just using everything I'm doing right now as a vehicle. If I can be the biggest influencer in this space, And then it's like, then I can branch out to the next space. It's just step by step.
Tell them why you want to be a big influencer, because some people will take that the wrong way.
Yeah. I would say I want to be the biggest influencer to speak the truth. I feel like God gave me a gift of understanding the how to achieve certain things, how to get the peace internally, why we don't have the peace, how to get unlimited energy, unlimited drive that like every man wants. Like every man wants to walk into a room, and without them even knowing, they know who's walking into the room.
Yeah.
And that's just human nature, right?
It is. It's
and
significance.
So I think
we all crave it.
I think it's just speaking the truth. Like, hey, this is how I got to where I am, because I think it can actually change people's lives.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, dude. You're talking about also how a lot of people compare, our step, where we're step 8 or 9 of our sales journey to their step 1. And then they get intimidated, and people don't see the beginnings of what created the great salesmanship, know? And what do those beginning stages look like for you?
I started selling when I was 16. Sold pest control for 4 years, dropped out of high school. I was the kid that couldn't control his emotions, couldn't work hard, we didn't feel like it. Monday, I had to go pop 10, right? I had the skill. I could talk to people. I was confident. Tuesday, I wasn't confident. Wednesday, I wasn't confident. Thursday, I wasn't confident. Couldn't work hard when I didn't feel like it. Friday, I had pop 10. And so I was always the rep that couldn't work hard when he didn't feel like it, couldn't control his emotions. Essentially, my whole entire identity and self-worth was I only feel good inside when I'm having success. Why? Because like as a young kid, I mean, everybody has their story, but it's like you were the best soccer player. Your parents were like, fuck yeah, you're a beast. And then when you had a bad game, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. And so I think I spent a long time in my career chasing to fill the voids that caused me to have zero control over my emotions. Because when things went the way I wanted them to, I felt good.
Yeah.
When things didn't, I was the worst human being on the planet Earth. Right.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I got a lot of growth in that.
That's huge. I can relate.
Yeah, for sure. Right. And then where I feel like the real change happened was everybody's like, dude, because I used to think like, dude, how did these guys just do 10 every day? Like how do they do it at the highest level every single day? How do they not have sick days, or they're in their head some days? How do they do it every day?
Yeah.
And what I have found is like, as long as you just don't give up, life is going to put you in positions where you're going to grow into the person that you're trying to become.
Yeah.
And for me, where it like started was, it was like a hard breakup, right? Similar to what you were saying. It's like you go through a tragic breakup. I remember laying in my bed, and I'm like, not like this at all. I've always been like the happy kid. It's like, it's either drugs or death. And I'm sure you can probably relate in a sense, because like, dude, we attach sometimes relationships. It's our whole life.
Yeah.
And I remember laying in bed, it's like, it's drugs or death. And I'm like, this ain't fucking me. And long story short, what did it do is like, I had to make a decision to never allow my emotions to dictate how I felt ever again. And so I tapped into that. And then I went out, left Aptive, went to Vivint. I learned how to control my emotions, but I still lacked the work ethic. But guess what? When you leave Aptive and you go to Vivint, what does every single Aptive person have to say? You're doing your reps a disservice. Why would you take them away? It's too hard to sell, etc. So it's like now all these guys are trusting me. My back was against the wall. And so it's like I didn't have a option but to lead from the front and show them it's possible. And so overnight, it's like I became the hardest worker on the planet, and I learned how to control my emotions at the highest level. Why? Because I just never gave up. And so, I mean, that's where I came from. I mean, I was adopted at a young age. My mom tried to kill me.
That's wild.
And so I found a lot of trauma when it comes to women and just being loved that I felt like has turned into a superpower. But I mean, yeah, that's where I come from. My dad is Polynesian, so my adopted dad is Polynesian. My adopted mom is white and Hispanic. So I have like all ethnic in me, and I feel like it's just my whole entire life has just been a blessing to get me where I was trying to go the whole time.
I love that. That's often how I've seen it now. And anytime I have an adversity come, I'm like, how's this gonna, this is just gonna be a not just like a stepping stone, but this is going to be, the rocket ship to accelerate time.
100%.
That I see adversity purely as a like a time traveling machine of growth.
100%.
So like,
and it works every time.
It does if you allow it to. If you don't resist it,
Correct.
If you don't run from it. Well, dude, I'm impressed that you sat with some of the stuff and have done the work, like what you're talking about with healing from some of those wounds of childhood and operating out of feeling like you need to prove something.
Yeah.
I was operating out of that, and I performed a lot of great results in sales. Also set records, and a lot of it was trying to prove significance. And, even though I found that now I'm more whole where I don't feel like I need to prove myself, I'm happy, content, no matter what people think. I still have the desire to go achieve
100%.
But what I've learned from Tony Robbins is that when you're getting in line with that, as you are, is you achieve success a lot faster versus trying to get validation of other people.
Yeah.
So
You're attached to the wrong things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I love hearing the come up, your story with your childhood and you mentioned outlasting people. There's a 4-step formula I've learned from Patrick Bet-David where he says, outproduce anybody. Four simple things. Step 1 is outwork. Step 2, outdevelop. Step 3 is outstrategize. And then 4 is outlast.
Yeah.
And so many people just can't do one of those things, that you can't outlast. Tell me what you think about this. So on those 3 things, I can basically summarize those. The first 3 is work ethic, work.
Yep.
Second one is skill set, knowledge, competence, developing, right? And then the third is time management. Like how efficient can you be? What's your strategy to save time and beat others people? Work smarter, not harder, right? And then just outlasting. What's your thought on the role of personal development and how it plays a role? And give me some specific ideas on what you've seen. Whether it's physical fitness, seminars, getting proximity to people, how has reading the Bible, meditate, anything of self-development, growing yourself.
Yeah.
How has that impacted or helped you sell, influence at a higher level?
Yeah. I mean, every part of my personal development has been different. At first, it was like, I need to build confidence. I need to work hard when I don't feel like it. Then I need to learn how to control my emotions. The older I get, it's more of what are the main things that's going to produce me the most results and change the most people's lives, right? And I think it comes down to one thing, and it's how do you feel inside?
Yeah.
Because like you can relate it to the job. When you're in your head, you can't give that shit away for free.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? This area sucks, whatever. Are you selling an account? No. When you're in a good state, man, I'm on top of the world. I sell everybody. I'm the best sales rep to ever touch this turf. I don't care that 5 people ran behind me or ran this area before me.
Yeah.
It's like you're selling everybody.
Yep.
And so I've committed my entire life to learning how to feel good inside. And what most people would look at in that is like, all right, so when I want food, I eat food. When I feel shitty, I'm going to take some drugs. Like all the fake bullshit.
Yep.
When in reality, it's like you already feel good inside. You're just attached to the wrong things. Like nothing in life is good or bad. Yeah. Just experience life for what it is. Yep. Have unconditional faith that life is working in your favor.
Yep. And
it's like, then you can see clearly because like people go through the storms and because they're so blocked off from God, they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They just think this sucks.
Yep.
But like you were just saying, it's like, dude, when you go through a storm, you know, the skyrocket's about to happen. What I think about is like I broke up with my girl maybe like 10 days ago. Right. My buddies are like, are you good? I'm like, what do you mean? Am I good?
I'm thinking I'm stoked for you.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what do you mean? Am I good? It's like, when you've gone through XYZ, what's going to fucking affect you?
Yeah.
Nothing. And so personal development is all about just like being conscious of where you need to grow. And I think where you really start to tap into it is where am I hurt?
Yeah, absolutely. Where am I hurt? Where am I weak?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, some guy commented on my Instagram post, and then I'm like trying to prove him wrong. It's like, oh, wait, why do I care about that?
Yeah, you're looking internally instead of like, yes.
You hear people say like life is a reflection of yourself.
Yep.
But it's like people are like, no, I don't take respect. I don't take disrespect. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's cool that you don't take disrespect, but it's like internally you're disrespecting your self.
There's something in that, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think the highest form of personal development is self-respect. Just take care of yourself, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
Yep. Relationships, everything.
Everything.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. With my story, I told you a little bit, but last year I was grinding 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. nonstop grinding. I'm like, let's build as fast as I can, build that empire. And God humbled me, turned everything upside down. He's like, let's just give this idiot, just send him the tidal wave so he wakes up. And I did. I woke up. And then I said, look, I'm not going to stop working. I see a lot of guys make that mistake. They go through something hard. I said, I need to take a sabbatical.
Yeah.
No, I do believe in slowing down. I did slow down. I was at 9 to 9. I was 10 to 6. I set boundaries. It's different. Some people need to work more. I need to work less.
Yeah.
But I started working harder on myself.
Yeah.
Business blew up, bro.
Yeah.
Working less hours because my emotional bandwidth. Tony Robbins talks about that wheel of life and how you do one thing is how you do everything. Andy Young's big on this too. And the confidence we bring into whether it's physical fitness or relationship success or sales success, like it carries over to something else.
Yeah.
I believe I'm going to do well in content, on personal brand. I believe I'm going to do well on the next thing, right? And so, but you also mentioned something gold I want to highlight to the audience is part of the secret to personal development isn't trying to just grow. It's identify where you're weak, step one.
Yeah.
And the truth sets you free. For me, I wasn't even aware of emotional, like I knew about emotional intelligence and like emotional IQ and like regulating your emotions, but I didn't see it as like a major pillar of my life.
Yeah. Me either.
But dude, you and I both know that the quality of your emotions is the quality of your life. It determines the quality of your relationships, right? And I've seen how my leadership's gone up, my sales ability, my influence, a lot of things as I've regulated and improved that area. And I started where I was weak. Why is anger coming up? Where's lust coming from? Why is it there? And then hitting on those ugly points. I feel like a lot of men, anybody, just they avoid it because they don't want to go down. Because it is uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But to anybody listening, if you can do that, that is the great sifter, I believe, of boys and men and of who the future leaders are, be it sales, anything. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. I think people get the perception of work ethic wrong as well. Like you're like,
tell me.
Hey, I was doing the 9 to 9s and then I went to 10 to 6 and my business blew up. Yeah. And everybody on social media is like, you got to wake up at 5 a.m., et cetera, et cetera. It's like, dude, I've worked with the best people to ever do this job. And it's not about going out on the doors for 12 hours of the day. It's like, what type of person are you when you are on the doors?
It's energy. Because some of us can go out for 2 hours and get more results than some do in 20.
Correct.
And so 50. time and work is not just the equation.
Yeah.
That's why that step 2 is outdevelop. Because some of those guys outdevelop. And dude, there's something about like how if you play on all pieces, the more that you do, every extra part of discipline, like it carries over. And not just in that you become smarter or more patient or you develop these attributes, but in pure confidence that you are out, you have done more than the other man.
Yeah.
And that what this does is it doesn't think that, you're better or this narcissistic belief of confidence. It's that you believe when you say, I'm going to do something, when doubt and adversity comes, because of that discipline compounded, you have that self-belief to say, no.
Yeah.
Like I am worthy of this. And if we can just master this and say that, believe that and execute, it's only a matter of time before the man achieves that.
Yeah. That's where the real work ethic lies. Like people think it's the physical work. It's right here.
It is.
This is where the real work ethic lies.
Amen to that, dude. Tell me. So I have this model for sales. Okay. Tell me what you think. Okay. Just rip it to shreds if you want. But I love Jeremy Minor. But he preys on a couple things of like lack of like people, the pain point of salespeople knocking doors or cold calling.
Yeah.
Right. It sucks. And he preys on it. It's a skills game and he does it to sell court. Brilliant. He's made millions doing it. It is a skill game. He's technically correct, but there's also work ethic.
Yeah.
But there's also being efficient. For example, me riding a Segway versus me being on foot.
Yeah.
Or me creating a CRM and creating automation to text campaigns, or having a system of time blocking or scheduling clients within arrival windows and triple booking. That's just a system. It's a way to play smart, right? And dude, I've been able to not be the best closer or best salesperson or influential, but lean on things that I can absolutely control, like my work ethic, and then I can control how efficient I am with these little hacks to get a huge edge on other people. And so I have this model of education, effort, efficiencies, those 3 things: effort, work ethic, education, your skill set, and then your ability to manage time.
Yeah.
Because time, the problem isn't people telling us no, it's people wasting our time. And you a Jim Rohn fan?
I don't know what that is.
he mentored Tony Robbins. He was one of the sales gurus of the time. He said major time. There's major time and minor time in sales. Minor time is time taking notes on prospects. It's doing anything but being in front of the prospect. So that's major time. And so all efficiencies is how can I decrease the percentage of my day? Let's say you work from 10 to 8, whatever your time is, right? 10 to 6, 10 to not 10 to so whatever. Okay. What percentage of that time are you actually in front of a qualified prospect?
Yeah.
For most guys, it's less than 30%.
Yeah.
What happens is if you increase that to 60%, your sales almost triple, not double, triple.
Yeah.
Sometimes 5x. Anyways, what are your thoughts on those 3 pillars? Which one are you like as far as effort, education, or efficiencies? Which one
is the most valuable
for you? Yeah. Or what stands out?
First off, what I would say is I have respect for Jeremy Miner. From a sales aspect, like you're never going to be like, wow, I just sold 5 today because like I was just so saucy.
Yeah. Or you knew what the right questions to ask. Yeah.
None of because like what happens is like an average sales rep walks into doors. Between the doors, you're like, when you ask the question, okay, you're only talking to 30% of qualified buyers when you're actually out there. So it's like, is that the most important part? Or what about the 70% between your ears the entire time so that when the door does open, you're still locked in electric?
Yeah,
because exactly. And so there's the skill set. It's like, is it a sales skill set or is it an energy skill set?
Yeah.
Is it an efficiency skill set? Is it an effort skill set? Because that trumps 100 times more than the, hey, dude, you got to speak with this tone of voice. It's like, go tell a regular rep to go speak with that tone of voice. You're going to go shadow him. And he's going to be like, hey, are you the homeowner? It's like, dog, just be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's backfiring.
But I would say that effort by far is the key because without effort, you don't have efficiency.
Yep.
Without effort, you don't have education.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
there's more repetition. There's more opportunity.
But then again, at the same time, education is being wise enough to understand, okay, if I focus on X, Y, Z, this will produce more results. And I never think it has anything to do with a sales problem. Like you just don't, people that are just extremely confident, they go and dominate in sales. It's like, you go watch them. It's like, this guy just bulldozes people. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He dominates.
Yep.
And so
I believe it's 80% psychology. The success in selling is 80% psychology and mindset, 20% tactics and skill.
Yeah.
And psychology and mindset come down to self-development. It's what's going between your head. What's going through your head. What you pour into your head that morning.
Yeah.
How you living your life. I have a thing where say confidence sells. Confidence is huge. Conviction, I think, is superior to confidence. Conviction is why you sell what you sell.
Yeah.
It's how is this impacting you? And like, if I have the cure to cancer and you say, I don't want that. Like, I'm going to say, no. Trust me, Jake, you need this. Okay. That's conviction.
Yeah.
And then there's certainty, which is, I believe, trumps even conviction and confidence. Certainty comes not from how your tactics, your knowledge, your skill sets within the work, or even your passion about it, but it comes from how you live your life.
Yeah.
AKA the walking, talking billboard.
Yep.
The sales rep. And the more that man develops, I'll take the guy or gal that outdevelops, that has just a lot of character, that is humble, grateful, but ruthless work ethic, can relate to people. I'll take that guy over the guy knows every damn question to ask, when to ask it, nonverbal cues, paraverbal cues,
all day,
when to pause. I'll take the guy that has the development, the character, over the guy that has the tactics.
Yeah.
So transformation, I'd say, trumps tactics.
To go back to your psychology aspect, I think understanding the psychology of sales is everything, right? And it's like you can teach someone to speak with conviction, right?
Yeah.
But as human beings, like we're masters of sales, so we can read people.
Yeah.
But like soak in these homeowners. And so like we go say like, oh yeah, this is the best, right? That's how we're taught to say this is the best.
Yeah, you're taught how,
but it's like if you're focused on how many sales am I going to make?
Yes.
I'm trying to sell the customer. You're still transferring an energy that they can read and they're not going to trust.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's where like when I teach people how to sell, it's like, it's not about the conviction in your voice. It's the conviction in your heart.
Yeah.
Because if you believe in what you're saying, you're going to transfer that energy. It's not something that you fake. I actually, and I never comment on people's posts, but Jeremy Miner posted one. He's like, so you have a curious tone. He talks about all these tones.
Yeah.
And I commented on it and it got a lot of likes. And I said, the only tone to master in sales is authenticity.
Amen.
Because you go teach these guys to do that, but it's like sales is all about transferring trust.
Yep.
And so it's like you teach them to master all these tones, but they don't trust themselves because they don't do what they say they're going to do. And they can't trust themselves to fucking say the truth to a customer. It doesn't matter how much conviction they have when they don't trust themselves internally, because the customer can read that.
Facade. They can read it. And people, no matter how dumb, they all have an internal radar of it's a bullshit radar.
100%.
and you could talk to somebody that's like almost drunk and they can pull out the BS in the intent.
Especially when they get 10 door knockers a month.
Dude, people can read intent. Every person can read intent very well. Here's the problem with the industry. It's become tainted like big pharma. Okay. So it's a big call out. Jeremy, don't kill me. I hope I don't take millions from you. Love you. But big pharma makes money.
The truth today.
We're speaking the truth. Okay. It's big pharma, for example, the problem with big pharma, it's a corrupt model where doctors make, and these pharmacists and these drug companies make money by prescribing pills.
Correct.
So when I go in saying I got an issue with this, instead of teaching me how, like the root of how to uproot it, right? They just prescribe a quick fix, Band-Aid, right? And it's easier, it's quicker, right? And it makes them money, which is why they do it. And majority, I'm not saying everybody in healthcare is like this, right? And what the problem with sales is that salespeople, there's a lot of rejection, failure, a lot of adversity, and we're looking for a way to get out of it, right? Oh, I get this secret one-liner, this one. Oh, I get you if I change my tonality. Bro, that's the how, what. Stop focusing on how and what. Focus on why.
100%.
Why is simply, how does this benefit this other human?
100%.
And guess what? When I'm focused on how can I impact and serve you, brother, and help you, you naturally learn how to detach. You learn the principles, lean in, lean out. You read people better. You do all these things naturally as a human being. Surprise. Yeah. And so sales is a spiritual game.
Yeah.
And is
only.
Yeah, it is. And the more people align, I know you align with that, the more you see yourself out there to serve. And people don't have the conviction, dude. Like, how many sales reps don't own their product? And cool, if you sell all your rent, that's great. There's no judgment. But have you tried selling your friends or family? I have, and I've sold those.
Yeah.
I've all sold them, bro. Okay. That's conviction. That's how you know you're sold. And people don't realize this, but you sell to that degree that you are sold. And so, I was talking to a guy out, and I paid $20,000 to go to the Patrick Bet David event, and
the vault.
And for all the people who are saying you're stupid, here's what I got my $20,000 back with one connection. Okay, this guy John, John's gonna kill me. What's his last name? What's the book say right there?
Sarasoni.
John Mason. Yes, John Mason. He's making a lot of money. I can't say how much, but we'll just say multiple seven figures.
Yeah.
And every time I was asking him questions about how he sells or leads, he always goes back to, like, I was asking a tactical thing, like, how can we sell more referrals? Well, he said, well, why should your guys even sell more referrals? What's the incentive? I was like, brilliant. What did he go to? Instead of going to how, he went Nick, why? He's literally programmed his brain, think, teach why.
Yeah.
When he runs their sales training, it's the same thing for me. We're not just talking about downtone, head nod, smile.
Why does it work?
Yes. I'm lighting their ass on fire about solar, about the impact, about how this helps, right? And teaching them how this.
Nobody understands this.
Yeah, very few people focus on this.
2% of the entire door industry understands this.
Yes, exactly.
Why?
Yeah, yep.
That's what it all is.
And then I've had people out here saying, dude, how do you sell so much in Utah? This is the secret.
Yeah.
I've gotten myself very convicted to the point where I sit down and say, okay, how can I get sold on this? And if I can't, then don't sell the shit. I don't care if you meet Jake and Jake's making $1 million, but you can't get sold on it. Don't do that, because you're not going to sell anything. If you do, you're going to sell your soul. And right. So get convicted, get sold before you sell. Sounds basic, but my God, dude, so many people don't do it.
Yeah.
It's wild.
For sure.
So tell me, I want to change in gears here. Speaking about solar, sell me on solar. Why you went to solar? Because it was like the next thing you said.
Yeah.
Big opportunity, big check. But what else, I guess, what is keeping you in it?
Yeah. First off, when it comes to picking industry, like everybody, this is the best Y&R. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Y&R.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, just look at the facts. I want to see paychecks. Where are the wealthiest reps in the industry? It's by far solar. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's like the leadership that you're working with, I think is really important. I really like selling the product. So when I went from pest control, it's like, dude, they teach you that they're the only company doing this. You find out very quickly they're not. And then when I left pest control, went to Vivint, and I sold a product that I actually believed in, that's when my numbers went through the roof. I was finally the guy that's like, fuck, I'm hitting the numbers that I thought I was going to from one switch. I'm selling a product I believe in. When I went to solar, it's way too hard, this, that, blah, blah, blah. That's what they believe. I chose not to believe that. And then I went and sold solar, and it's like, I don't get told no. Why? Yeah. Because like, how could somebody tell me no when it's I tell a customer when I walk inside the home, it's like, look, I'm just here to be a vessel of information.
There you go.
I'm not here to sell you because there's not a single thing you can tell me that you have that's better than what I have to offer. And we can bicker. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Yeah. But I promise you, there's not a single thing that you can tell me that I don't have better. Yeah. And so it's like when you're selling the product, it's like, dude, sell a product you believe in, because like you're never going to how could you get as a good human being, why would you let somebody tell you no when you have a better offer for them? Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, I'm not saying everybody's a buyer, but exactly. Yeah. If somebody has something already, like you're doing a switchover, you already have pest control. Mine's better 100%. You already have an alarm. Mine's better 100%. I'm not going to let you tell me no. Yeah. Because this is 100% better. And if you believe that, how could the customer tell you no? Yeah. I love that. Like genuinely though. Yeah. No, I love that, bro. I've a big thing I did when I was ripping out here, I was making a couple $100,000 a month. It was my big thing I attribute the success to was one, mentorship from outside, and then second was obsession on customer value. Yeah, the impact. And remember we were talking about intention. People read intention. So I'm like, well, the only difference between manipulation and persuasion is intent. Correct. And so that's what James Graves told me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, don't you think you're like manipulating people when you say that? He's like, I have good intent. I'm like, all right. Yeah. And so I thought, okay, cool. I learned from Napoleon Hill, you know, we get paid into proportion to value we bring. 100%. And so I'm like, okay, well, solar brings a lot of value. Well, we often track commissions, we track deals, but how often do we track value that we're bringing? Yeah. So I started tracking the network change estimated with conservative inflation rates. Every client I sold, you know, 76,000 or 32,000, 150,000. And I tracked that on a big old poster board on my wall. So I woke up and I saw customer value. So I was actively every day selling and reselling myself on them, on the impact. And dude, I was getting yeses everywhere, every day, like $20,000, $30,000 a day, 10,000 a day, just continually boom, 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 knocking them down. There's other things driving me, right? It wasn't just that. But I've learned the power of conviction and serving and obsession on that. And, you know, all these great detachment is one of the most influential aspects of selling. I was just telling one of my guys, just, hey, we're talking about selling sales con tickets, and I've got another option for this thing or this thing, and you know, instead of sales con, and he's telling me what he's responding with. I'm like, dude, just say, well, why don't you go do that? That's all you got to say. Yeah. And guess what they're going to respond with? They're going to sell you on why they're sold on going to that. And then all you do is just hit that same button over and over again. And so, it's like, dude, if this isn't a good fit for you, like, don't do it. Yeah. So, but all these tactics that we learn, you know, it's like, if you just focus on serving people, oh my gosh, all of them get put together. Every tactic leads back to that. Yes. So it's like, as selfish as we are, we want to make money, we want to make sales. It's like, once you become wise enough, you understand that the only way to produce at the highest level is to serve at the highest level. It's like, we go knock on doors, and it's like, what am I going to say here? My rep calls me 4:00. He's like, hey, dude, I got this concern. What do you say here? I'm like, don't ever call me about what to say ever again. Yeah. Go serve the customer because you're focused on yourself. Yeah. And you find that that's the secret. Yeah. Always do. The wiser you get, the more you understand that, like, I don't know, I think Casey Boss says it, the secret to living is giving. Yeah, we receive more when we give more. So just focus on, hey, I walk into this meeting, you're nervous, man, what if I fuck up? What if I look embarrassed? What if I just go in there and serve? Mm-hmm. How can I serve to the best of my ability? And then God will flow through me. Yeah. So I'm running a book right now, and I play off of Tony Robbins' quote, the secret to living is giving.
So I said, if the secret to living is giving, then the secret to selling is serving.
Correct.
And it encompasses everything. So I love that, bro. It's cool to see another high performer have that conviction.
Yeah.
What's another thing that you think has contributed to your success? Maybe that's outlandish, whether it's mindset, a habit, a mentor. What's something that's been like paramount for you?
Yeah. I would say my faith. That's when everything changed for me. And it comes from following the truth, right? The more you follow the truth, the more he's going to show you the light, meaning show you the vision of where you're going to go.
Yep.
If God came down right now today and said, hey, your business is going to fail tomorrow, something is going to just blow it up, you're going to get a lawsuit, you're going to go to prison for a year, but I'm going to give you the best wife in the world. You're going to have the most successful business ever. You're going to have the most influence over the entire world, everything you could ever want. When you went through that hardship, you would just experience it. Like, I'm grateful to go through this hardship because I see the light. Yeah. And I feel like as long as I follow the truth, he keeps showing me the light at the end of the tunnel. So now that I have a clear vision of where I'm heading, nothing internal or external that goes on in my life affects me internally because I have unconditional faith because I've seen it. Yeah. I see it clearly. And so unconditional faith is the foundation of Christ, right? But also too, and again, you don't have to be religious to find this. I started spiritual, and then it turned into chasing Jesus. But at first it turned to spiritual, learning how to detach, learning how to let go of myself, realize that the reason I'm trying to be XYZ is because I have all these voids that I need to fill, and learning how to just let go of myself, let the energy release, whatever. But as I get older and just realize more, is like unconditional faith is what will serve you. Why? Because if you don't have faith, what do you have in your head is fear.
Yeah, it's one or the other. It's like oil and water.
You're either with the devil or you're with God.
Yep.
The way to know if you're with the devil is, are you letting fear control your life? Yep. When you feel fear, if you attach to the fear, you're attaching to the devil. Why? Because you're looking at yourself. If you are fearless, meaning you starve the devil, he will die. Yep. He will have no control over you anymore. And that's when you tap in to the God flowing energy where he'll just flow through you and use the gift that he gave you. And it's fucking game over.
Dude, there's only two states, and they come from fear, faith, abundance, or scarcity. And I use the analogy of oil and water. Like they can't coincide.
Correct.
And so
it's one or the other.
Best way to flush out the oil, the fear, is to replace it with the faith. And in selling, we're outside of like a spiritual lens, a Christian lens is simply, today's gonna be a big day.
Yeah.
Every no is gonna be closer to yes. And obsessively saying that. Brian Tracy talks about that in Psychology of Selling. But dude, all that I've been obsessing over this, how like the Bible literally is the best blueprint for business success. I'm reading one by John C. Maxwell where he has his commentary on there, the leadership guru. And it's I'm like, wow, I should have just studied this more. Yeah.
Being in the middle is the worst place to be. Meaning I say I'm Christian, I go to church, I preach the Lord, but I'm controlled by the devil behind the scenes. That's the worst place to be when you're in the middle. Yeah. That's when the road is really, really, really rocky.
That was me for most of my 20s. Yeah.
You're either committed to the devil or you're committed to the Lord.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And I mean, full commitment to the Lord has been the biggest life-changing, life-saving blessing in the entire existence of my whole entire being ever. You know what I mean? How do you not wake up every single day with just a fire in your heart when he shows you, hey, this is what you have in store? All you got to do is follow the truth he's going to show you. That's it. Yeah. Follow the truth. He's going to show you the vision. Once you see the vision, when things don't go your way, are you going to be upset? No. At the end of the day, all that we really care about as humans, the reason we chase all the success, the relationships, the women, whatever, is because we want to feel good inside. Mm-hmm. But what you realize is like the only way to actually feel good inside is unconditional faith. Why? Yep. Because you already feel good inside. God's presence is already within you. There's just a blockage of fear saying, hey, I wish it was this way, this way, this way. But if you have unconditional faith, you realize that life is unfolding the way it's supposed to.
Exactly. Remember how the secret to living is giving? I think of a cup, like a cup overflowing. Like you actually have something to pour into people. Yep. And that it doesn't come from just monetary success or physical health or it comes from it's a spiritual lens. It's all of the things. but it is a spiritual gift, and it's pouring yourself in that connection with something greater than you. That no matter what happens, your value, your worth is infinite, and it can't be, that can't be tampered with. No matter how you fail or what stupid decision you make, no matter what results you're getting, and that thought process allows grace to come in and allows you to let go of shame or shit or anything negative that puts you, an individual, in a scarcity mindset, which is how 98% of people operate, and it allows you to get an abundant mindset through gratitude.
Yep.
That's it. And gratitude is where it all begins. And so if you have nothing, you even mentioned this yourself. We have everything. If your 2 feet are hitting the ground, wow, thank God.
Thank God.
It's a miracle. That's where it begins, And if you don't have 2 feet because you don't have legs, dude, there's something. Your heart's beating.
Yeah.
There's something to be grateful for. Focus on it. We're so damn blessed. And there is somebody on this planet, no matter how bad your situation, there is somebody that would kill to be in your shoes.
Yep.
Absolutely kill to be in your shoes. And the beauty of getting this state is you start attracting more.
Yeah. Going back to the why.
Yes.
It's like people are like, all right, I just need to be more grateful. These guys are saying be more grateful. I'm going to have success. It's like why are you not grateful?
Lack of clarity means lack of execution. Nothing happens.
Yeah. And so I think the question to ask is like, why are you not grateful?
Yep.
Like that doesn't even, are you focused internally? Well, why would it is all about me. Like I need to feel good inside. It's like, all right, well, keep suffering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's interesting how asking that question why over and over again with people will uncover the root. And sometimes the secret to breakthroughs is just keep asking that question, why?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I want to be really successful. Well, why? Well, I want to, have a voice and make a difference in the world. Well, why do you want that?
Yeah.
Keep digging. You find when you can get more specific on why you really want something, it's very hard to stop you from achieving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little hack I've learned. And also, if you can be the guy that helps people discover that, it's very easy to influence people.
It's a blessing.
Yeah. Jake, has been awesome, bro. Any closing lines?
Follow the truth.
Let's go. Amen to that, dude. Stay in the light is my advice. Stay in the light, but be willing to sit in the dark. What I mean by that is don't run from hard shit. Don't run from the demons. I was just coaching a guy earlier in my team. And I know the exact thing. He's like, hey, Nick, how do I get from 150K to $500,000? I said, what characteristics does that $500,000 guy have that you don't? Right. And a lot of those things, those ideas and those breakthroughs happen when you sit alone. Sit with those demons. Don't run from them.
What does running from them look like?
Distracting.
Yep.
Social media, games, girls, anything, friends. It's just getting your mind off of it. Right. Work can be a distraction. It was for me.
The best distraction, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a healthy distraction. Even physical fitness can be distracting. There are healthy things, but I couldn't believe it when I started sitting with my emotions and started the journey last year, bro. Like I was like, this is so hard. And I'm like, wow, this is a red flag. I'm like, but it brought, I was true. I didn't run from it. The truth set me free. I owned, I was a 2 out of 10 emotion. I was an emotional little bitch. Right.
Yeah. And
then I started developing, I, became emotionally strong, and it took time, but it's a beautiful thing. So stay in the light, stick to the truth, but sit with the dark too alone.
The resistance of the pain will cause more pain than just feeling the pain.
Exactly.
itself.
Exactly. It's like you can deal with it, uproot it, right, do it right for short term and have freedom, or you can have long-term suffering. Pain's inevitable. It's just, is it short or is it forever?
For sure.
Pain of discipline or pain of regret, right? Awesome. Bro, you're a stud. Love this. Guys, I already know you guys loved the episode. Jake's a stud. So many value nuggets. I appreciate your time, brother. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.